The Nintendo Switch 2 is widely regarded as a more powerful, refined version of its predecessor, and that's a pretty accurate description. However, the familiar design has led many to conclude that the Switch 2 isn't as innovative as previous Nintendo consoles, and that's something I was also guilty of. However, there's one feature that may have been grossly underestimated: the Nintendo Switch 2's mouse mode. On the face of it, bringing mouse controls to a console isn't new. You can plug a mouse and keyboard into both the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and find games with native support. Nintendo even released a mouse for the SNES back in the day, as did Sony for the original PlayStation. However, by placing optical sensors in both Joy-Con 2 controllers, Nintendo has made mouse control a system-level feature, and opened up a wave of gameplay opportunities that weren't previously possible. Mouse controls on Nintendo Switch 2 are a genius addition because everyone knows how to use one. You'll have been introduced to a mouse at school, work, or even when gaming, making it instantly familiar. I'd argue that more people know how to use a mouse than a touchscreen, as it bridges the generational divide with the older generation that didn't grow up with smartphones. The same applies to motion controls. We can all swing a tennis racket, but you still need to tell people what to do. Moving a mouse is far more intuitive, and there's a reason it's been the preferred way to use a computer ever since it was invented. It's also true that mouse input still can't be beat in some games, even after all these years. While I'll always prefer to use a controller the majority of the time, using a mouse remains the superior control scheme for first-person shooters, real-time strategy games, or simply browsing a web page. Thanks to the Joy-Con 2, Nintendo Switch 2 will offer gamers the benefits of both console and PC. I'm sure Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will play wonderfully using the Switch 2's controllers, however it will play even better using the Joy-Con 2 and mouse mode to aim and control the camera. The same can be said for a game like Civilization 7. Real-time strategy titles have remained a constant thorn in console sides due to the heavy reliance on mouse controls, and even though progress has been made over the years, the speed and accuracy of a mouse can never be replicated with a controller. Now, that's no longer a problem with Switch 2. Mouse controls also add another compelling reason to get a Switch 2 version of a game, and that's significant considering we now live in a world of PC handhelds. It's been 8 years since we were first wowed by the Switch's hybrid concept, so the novelty isn't what it once was. The more reasons Nintendo can provide for gamers to choose its platform over the competition, the better. Admirably, Nintendo isn't just using the Joy-Con 2's mouse controls to solve some historical drawbacks console games can have. It's also creating entirely new genres and gameplay mechanics we've never seen before. Even though I'm not a huge fan of its clinical art style, Drag X Drive uses the Joy-Con 2 controllers to faithfully recreate 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball. It's a mind-boggling feat that only Nintendo would attempt, and honestly, it looks like a lot of fun. We've also seen other developers quickly adopt Switch 2's mouse mode, which is always a promising sign. Shovel Knight Dig creator Nitro has created a game based entirely around the new input mode called Mousework, and CD Projekt Red has included mouse controls in Cyberpunk 2077. Nintendo has also added mouse-controlled minigames to Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, meaning there will be plenty of support from the outset. Nintendo Switch 2's mouse mode is an exciting addition that is much more than a gimmick then, and I expect it to be utilised far more than some other hardware features Nintendo has implemented in the past. There are some concerns with the new input method, mainly ergonomics, however that's something I'll have to test out myself. Nintendo has clearly considered how beneficial mouse controls could be to its console, and it's one of the reasons I've already placed my pre-order. Honestly, I can't wait to give mouse mode a try come June 5th and see if it's my preferred control method moving forward. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for more.